Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you a full body reformer session. It is a little bit more on the intermediate to advanced side just because of pacing, and we will be standing on the carriage at some point. Yeah, so all you need is your box. We will be doing some kneeling on the carriage as well, so if you need a pad for that, grab it. And then for springs, you are going to need 2 mediums and a heavy spring. So just think heavy for footwork, right? So that is, for my balanced body, that's 2 reds and a green spring. So start with your foot bar up in your footwork position, your headrest up in your comfortable position. Remember, box, we're going to be kneeling, standing, and that's it. So let's get moving. All right, take a moment to get yourself centered on the carriage. Let's go all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. Just because this is more on the intermediate to advanced side, it doesn't mean you should not still honor your body, right? Take your options when you need, take your breaks when you need. So every toe pad is connected. Arms are actively reaching down and into the mat. And before we even get into tension, let's just find some head to tail length. Feel the base of the ribs really imprint into the mat, all while keeping your tailbone long. Slight nod of your chin, a little press of the back of the head into the mat. On your next inhale, go ahead and press the carriage out, and then exhale, pull yourself back home. Inhale, press out. Exhale, pull back home. I really want you to focus on this seat connection here, or your booty connection, as opposed to it just being all in your quads. Inhale out, exhale, pull back in. Each time you come home, it's a hamstring curl, and the sides of your neck get longer with each pull home. Let's do 3 and 2. Exhale in. Last one, drag it all the way in. Let's slide up onto your arches. Before you curl the toes over, I want you to drive the heels down and under, and then without lifting the heels, see if you can curl the toes over now. Little pull down on that foot bar, press out, and then drag the carriage home, home, home. It's gonna feel like you're about to go up into a bridge, but I want you to keep your tailbone heavy. Exhale, pull it home. Remember the reach of the arms. And you've got a 10-finger palm press into the mat. Heavy tailbone as you come home. Think big toes wrapping over, inner edges of your heels reaching under. We have 2. Last one, drag it home. Let's slide up onto your heels. Legs either zipped up or slightly apart. Flex your feet. Find equal weight between both right and left. Inhale, press out. Exhale, pull down as you come home. Inhale out, exhale, pull down as you come home. Remember, with each pull home, your waist is getting longer, your spine is getting longer, the neck, arms, all the things. Now with these last few here, right, imagine you're on a narrow oval track, right? So you never really pause. We're just kind of gliding in and out. Inhale out. Exhale, pull home. Weight is right into the center of your heels. Are you still focused on your booty? So many things. You're like, no, I was thinking about my breath and my spine and all these other things. Let's do 2 more. Just a constant whack-a-mole. Come all the way home. All right, let's slide back down to that first position. Every toe pad is connected. Go ahead and press the carriage all the way out to straight legs. And now I'm going to take your hands and place them on top of your thighs. And press your hands down into your thighs, but feel your thighs kind of push up into your hands a little bit. Now keep that connection, and then lower the heels down, and then lift the heels up. So the pressure of your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands should not change shape. And I know my go-to cue here is feel like the back of your legs are dragging across the floor. But let's just try something different today. And this should isolate the ankles and the calves just a smidge more. If that means you have to soft bend to the knees, do so. Let's do 3. Make sure you're going full range. 2, it's a flex. And last one, lift the heels up, bend your knees, come all the way home. Let's drop your headrest all the way down. And then let's come onto our heels about shoulder width distance apart. Anchor down through the arms, find the pull of the carriage home. On your next exhale, pelvis wheels back, roll your hips up into bridge. Think of closing your sits bones, close your sits bones and pause here at the top. No tension in the neck. Your ribs are nice and soft. Keep the pull of the carriage in as you melt, melt, melt. When you imprint those ribs, keep them imprinted as you release the tailbone. Right? Try not to indulge. Pelvis rolls back. We roll up. Arms get longer and heavier. Close your sits bones. Close your sits bones. And then lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Send the hips away. Keep the ribs imprinted. Again, roll your hips up. Think knees up and over your foot bar. Squeeze your sits bones together at the top. And then melt, melt, melt. Try to resist the pelvis from like just dropping down. Let's just do one more here. Pelvis rolls back. Close your sits bones. Close the Frigidaire doors. Pause here at the top. Just hold. 2, 3. Do not let the pelvis drop. Lower the ribs down 1 inch. Do not let the hips drop. Maybe lower down 1 more inch. And then another inch. And then another inch. And then slowly, slowly let everything articulate all the way down. Stretch your legs out over the foot bar. Legs are zipped up. Legs are pressing down. Reach the arms up to the sky. Create as much space between hands and chest as you can. Pick the weight of your head up. Look down at your low belly. Try not to tuck your pelvis for as long as you can. And then roll yourself up and over, up and over. Reach for your toes. Pull your ribs back. And then roll yourself back. Find the weight back into the tailbone. Get your waistband into the mat. And then the rest of your spine come all the way down. Last one here. Space between hands and chest. Come up. Make it as slow as you can. Pull the ribs back as your chest comes forward. Ribs back as you reach for your toes. Awesome. And then let's come to a really light spring. I say a really light. Let's just do 1 blue. So if you have 2 really light springs on your carriage, I want you to go 1 heavier than your lightest spring, okay? So for me, that's a blue. So I'm going to scoot my booty close to the edge, but without falling off, and then I'm going to lie down, right? So in other words, I just don't want you jammed up into the shoulder blocks here, right? You've got some space there. Take your toes up onto the foot bar, hip socket distance apart and parallel. Press the carriage out. Be careful, it's light, obviously. And now bring your right knee into your chest and just give it a good pull in as you push the foot bar away with your left foot. Right foot, place it back down. Left knee into your chest. Push the foot bar away with your right foot. And then switch legs. All right, bring your right knee in. So we're hugging it in, but we're also pushing the shin up and into your hands. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat and hold here. Get your tailbone heavy, right? So it might feel like you're tucking, but just try to lengthen the booty away a smidge more here, okay? Now, keeping this upper ab curl, place your right foot down, left knee comes in. So there's kind of a push into the foot bar, but also kind of a push up, and then switch legs. And no matter where your chest is at, I want that low back pressing into the mat. And it should feel like your chest is trying to come up and over your stomach. Last one here. All right, now keep your upper ab curl, bend your knees, grab onto the back of your legs, and then lower your chest down. Okay, so from here, it's one movement. You're gonna press the carriage out, roll yourself up and over, round up and over. Get a stretch here. All right, and keep that leg to hand connection, knees bend, pelvis rolls back. Go just back to where your low back, maybe low ribs hit the mat, and go up and over. Up and over. Keep the weight back into your hips as you round forward, and then roll yourself back, 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 and then up and over. Push the thighs down into the hands. Elbows are wide. This is your hug position here with your arms. Roll back, roll back. Again, up and over. Should feel kind of good, but again, you're tapping into those belly muscles, all right? And then go ahead and roll back, maybe to the tips of your shoulder blades, maybe a little bit higher, and now straighten both legs out. Stretch your right leg up to the sky. Grab onto the leg, climb up the leg, elbows are wide, feel like you're pulling your chest through the arms, and then walk your hands down, come down, all right? Maybe you go all the way down, maybe you hit the shoulder blocks, and then roll yourself up, up, pull your chest through the arms, push your leg into your hands, and then roll back, left leg is strong. Last one here. Remember this position here, because we're gonna do it later on the box. Come down to that challenging angle, lower your right leg down, left leg comes straight up. Grab on, we climb up, and then climb back down. Keep drawing your belly into your back and keep pushing the foot bar away. Up and over, create space between your chest and your thigh, your ribs and your thigh. And then walk down, lower the foot down, bend your knees, come all the way home, and then just inch your body away from the blocks. All right, so let's go ahead now and roll yourself up. We're gonna place on a medium spring. So that is a red spring for my balanced body. And we're gonna be seated on your carriage facing your foot bar. So I'm not wedged up into my shoulder blocks, right? There's just a paper's distance behind my booty and the edge of my booty and the shoulder blocks here. Let's grab on like this. So 4 fingers are kind of going into the straps. Okay, and I'm gonna sit up tall. If in order to sit up tall, that means the legs have to be bent, do so, okay? You can always do this cross-legged. So I'm gonna bring my arms up into these kind of goalpost position here, and I'm gonna think of my triceps reaching away from my ribs, right? And then I'm gonna ask you, could you sit up a little bit taller, right? Energy down through the back of the legs. Carriage will move a little bit. Punch the arms up and kind of forward, and then drag the elbows back down, 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 maybe lower than that start position. We kind of push forward, ribs pull back, up, and then drag the elbows down. Neckline gets longer, collarbones get more open. Again, it's kind of like a blend of like a chest press and a shoulder press. But if you can connect to your lats and your armpit muscles, it's even better. So the sides of your neck should not change shape as the arms are going up and down. Last one here. Feel that upper back open. We sit up taller, taller, taller. And now lower the arms back down to that goalpost position. Take the arms out wide, soft bend to the elbows. Go ahead and exhale out all of your breath here, and then inhale, hug the arms together. Create as much space between hands and chest as you can. Exhale, we open. And inhale to close, close, close. If you're looking for more of a challenge, the legs get straighter. You sit up taller and maybe lean away from that imaginary wall behind you. If you're in your neck, just lower the arms down. We have 2. Last one. Awesome. Open the arms out with control. bends the elbows back in. Now I want you to hook your thumbs onto the long loops. All right. And then I'm going to start with my hands kind of at my fist here. I'm going to shake out my legs and then re-straighten them. Again, I'm sitting up tall and I'm going to pitch forward just a hair, just a hair. All right. So punch the arms straight out here. Okay. Before you move, I want you to create as much space between your fists and your chest as you can. All right. And then from here, round forward. All right. Don't let the weight shift out of your hips. Pull your center spine back. And now keep the carriage still. Stack your spine up tall to a flat back. And then bend the elbows back in. Keep your forward lean. Again, punch the arms straight out. Nice long neck. We round. Pull the center spine back. Pull the ribs back. Keep working space between fists and your ribs. Now keep the carriage still. From tail to crown, we stack back up tall, tall, tall. Bend the elbows back in. Legs are still zipped up. Legs are still straight if you can get them there. Arms punch out. Good. We round, round, round. Pull the ribs back. Tuck the tail. Carriage doesn't move. Tail to crown. Stack your spine up tall, 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 even taller, even taller. Bend the elbows back in. Hang up your straps. Hello, things and stuff. Hang up your straps. We're going to stay on that one medium spring, which was the one red for my balance body. I'm going to drop my foot bar all the way down. I'm going to grab my long box and set it up. All right, so I don't know about you, but I'm needing a little stretch in the front of my hips here. So let's get set up for hamstring curls. I like to place my feet into the short loops, however you wish to get there, okay? I know some teachers will cue you to have a seat on the box, and then you do that kind of twisty thing. I don't know how to do it. Don't know how to do it, don't know how to cue it. So just meet me lying on the box on your stomach, as long as there's no cats or babies or anything in your way. Boo-boo. All right, so you're supported by the box now. It might be like your chest hanging off the box a little bit. And just take your arms and just hug the front of the box. Extend the legs out to where the carriage is closed, okay? And now just hold here. I want you to zip your legs up together as much as you can. And now press your pubic bone into the mat and feel a little lift up through your low belly, okay? Now from here, could you lift your thighs up off the box a smidge, okay? Now we're gonna keep all those things and now pull your feet to your seat and then hold here. Stay lifted up through your low belly. Maybe lift your thighs up a hair more. Keep the lift of the thighs. Extend the legs back out, back out, back out, just to where the springs close. Again, toes go up and over, up and over, up and over, and then extend back out with control. If you need a little assist, some days I like to place my hands on the frame and kind of just push myself out just to go to my end range. And then I slowly stretch back out. I feel like this is, I wouldn't say easier, right? But the little assist gets me to end range. It gets me all the way. And then I can slowly guide myself back out, out, out. Now, extra challenge. Can you place another spring on? Light, heavy, you pick. All right. Lift those thighs. All right. Open up your pelvis to the front of the box. Pull your heels to your seat. Hold. 2, 3. Extend out slowly for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Pull your heels to your seat. Pull them. Hold. 2, 3. Extend out for 3, 2, 1. Lift those thighs. Pull your heels to your seat. Pull your toes to your seat. Hold. 2, 3. Extend out for 3, 2, 1. Stay light in your low belly. Last one here, I promise. Oh my goodness. Things are starting to really talk to me. Hold. 2, 3. Stretch back out for 3, 2, 1. Holy cannoli. Kick off your straps. Come back to that one medium spring. So that's the one red spring. All right. Imagine you have hot pants on. So I'm just going to roll to my side here. So Hot pants are going to hit me kind of just below my pelvis, super high thigh here in the front. That's where the box is going to hit you. So your pelvis is going to be completely off the box. Hands onto your foot bar. Okay. So from here, legs, neither force them apart, neither together. I guess if you want to be mean, you could go all the way together. I'm just going to let mine hang back there. So arms are straight. Push down into your legs. Lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly. So that way we're not just hanging in our low back. Okay. First, I'm going to press the carriage out a little bit. Okay. Find a little pull apart on the foot bar. And now before my chest dips down, my legs are going to lift. Keep pushing the chest forward, forward. Keep looking forward. Yep. And now before my legs drop down, I'm going to pull my chest up and through, up and through, up and through, up and through. Legs will eventually lower down. Carriage does not have to come all the way closed. Legs lift. There's your thigh lift that we just did. Keep pushing the chest forward. Keep lift up through the ribs so we're supported. All right, find your lats, pull down. Resist the legs from dropping. We lift up taller, taller, taller. It's just like a straight leg down stretch. Last one here, legs lift. I lie, it might be one or two more, couple more. Keep reaching the chest forward. Find your upper back, not just low back. Resist the legs from dropping as chest lifts, lifts, lifts. All right, now we'll make this the last one. Press yourself out. Hold here. Can you bend the knees, cross the ankles, and then kick the legs back out? Lift up through the ribs if you're feeling all low back. We bend the knees, we cross the ankles the other way, and then extend back out. Keep trying to lift the knees up off the box. I feel like mine are super low right now, but I'm trying. Little grasshopper action. Broaden your collarbone, open up your chest. We have two. And last one, find your hammies and then pull down on that foot bar. Chest lifts, lifts, lifts. And then go ahead and just bring the carriage home. Sit your hips back to your heels, round your spine. Get a little cat-cow. Okay. We'll counter stretch here in a second. Change it to a short box. Go ahead and place your straps back on. Let's place another spring on. So 2 medium springs, that's 2 reds for mine. All right, I'm gonna have a seat on my box. Hook your feet underneath your safety strap. So feet are pulled wide so the strap is nice and taut. And my heels are reaching down and forward so my feet are flexed, okay? I'm scooted forward a little bit so I have some space behind me. Let's take your hands, hand over hand, just over your low belly, all right? So I want you to start to pull your belly back away from your hands and round forward. Round forward like your head could go between your knees, but keep the weight back into your hips. And now take this shape and roll back like a fruit roll up. Roll back, roll back. Can you get your low back into the mat, but keep your chest up and then round up and over. Round forward, keep the weight back into your hips. Again, roll back, round back. Good, now keep your low back into the mat for as long as you can. Chest lifts, up and over, up and over, up and over. Last one here, roll back, stretch back, keep the legs energized. And keep your pubic bone going back to your navel as you round up and over, up and over. Awesome. Hook your thumbs together. Arms go up to the sky, pull apart, but hug the biceps in. I'm sitting up tall, equal weight down through my hips, side bend over to the right. Make your left arm longer and then lift back up through center. Side bend over to the left. Chest stays nice and open and then back up through center. Up and over to the right. And then back up to center. Keep hugging your biceps. That space between ears and biceps should not change. And then back up. All right. Now bring your hands behind the base of your skull, overlapping or interlacing the fingers. But half of your fingers are on your head, half your fingers on your neck. Soften the ribs into the back. Elbows on your peripheral. Keep your back flat and now hinge back. hinge back in one piece, and then lift yourself right back up. Think of that heavy low rib into the mat that we did in the beginning. Hinge back and then lift right back up. Feel your triceps reach away from your center. Inhale, stretch back, and exhale back up. Keep your head to hand connection. Last one here. And lift right back up. Keep your arms where they're at. Lift and twist to your right. Equal weight into your hips. Lean over to the right. So like lean back and over to the right, and then lift right back up. So it's not to center. It's kind of over to the left side. All right. So we twist to the left. We lean back, and then come all the way up. Lift and twist to the right. Lean back and over to the right. So it's like I'm just reaching for something in the back corner of my car. And lift and twist to the left. Lean over to the left. Right hip stays down. And then come all the way up. Find center. Lower the arms down. Shake it out. Okay. Keep your left foot hooked under. And now let's take your forearm or your arm, hook it behind your right thigh. So my left hand is just grabbing onto my right wrist. I'm going to sit up uncomfortably tall here. In fact, for most of you, it's going to feel like you're leaning forward. All right. So keep your tall stacked spine. And now try to straighten your right leg out and then bend the knee. As the leg tries to straighten, we lift the chest more. Because, right, the temptation is we want to round. Last one here. Kick the leg out and now climb up your leg. Find a straight leg here. Round forward first. Keep the weight into your hips. And now rock back. Bring that foot over your right hip. Feel like your leg is standing on the ceiling. You're going to climb down your leg. Leg stays still. Go back to your point of control. And then climb up and over. We've done this like 3 times now. Pull your chest through your arms, climb down. If it's available, reach the arms around, find your frame, give yourself a little pull, left leg stays straight. And then when you're ready, nod your chin, arm sweep around, find your leg, climb up your leg, pull the chest forward, but pull the ribs back. We climb down. Down, down. This time, grab onto the handles on the side of the box. Let your chest go back. And now pick your head up. Can you keep your hands on the side of your box? Bring your head to your shin. And then articulate back. Only one more like that. Legs stay standing on the ceiling. Head comes forward. Ribs pull back, 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 back. And now grab onto that leg. Push the leg forward and into your hands, rock forward. Ankle goes over the knee. Find a figure 4 stretch. Buddha, was that too much for you? He's wagging his tail around all sassy right now. He's like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted slow and easy moving. Right foot under. Left arm behind your left thigh. Get yourself sorted and square. All right. I'm going to tip forward a little bit. I'm going to find equal weight down through my hips. We try to straighten the left leg and bend the knee. Now for me on this side, because it's really tight, I almost think of my left hip getting heavier and my upper body leaning to the right, just like a gram, just to counter balance. Try to get the leg straight. We climb up the leg. Leg goes straight, round forward first, and then we rock back. Right foot stays flexed. Plant the foot over your hip, right? Obviously your left leg, lots of lefts and right. We climb down. Keep your low back into the mat for as long as you can. We climb up. Pull your chest through your arms, right? There's your backstroke. We climb down. If it's available, arms circle around. Find your frame or the floor. Arms circle around, reach them forward first and climb up, up, up. All right, we climb down now. Hands go onto the side of the box. We're kind of hugging in on the box. Chest goes open, upper back extends. Nod your chin, round up and over, up and over, up and over. Try to keep your left leg still this entire time. Reach back, go back, nod your chin, up and over, up and over. Grab onto the leg, climb up the leg. Push the whole leg into your hands. Round up and over. Take the ankle over the knee. I know. That last like curl up, keeping your hands on the side of the box, woof, works things and stuff. All right, unhook your feet. Let's step off, take your box away. Headrest is going to come up, all the way up. Foot bar is going to come back up to your footwork position. We're gonna stay on your 2 medium springs. If you need less support, right, lighten, more support, go heavier, okay? Let's be fancy today. I'm gonna take my right foot on, my right hand on the foot bar, left foot into the headrest crease, left hand on, right foot in headrest crease, I'm right into a plank. Pull apart on the foot bar, heels are lifted, legs are zipped up. I'm gonna press the carriage back, staying lifted through my upper abdomen. And then as I pull the carriage home, think of pulling your belly button past the foot bar. Inhale takes you out, find your lats, and then exhale, pull yourself back home. Think of the side of your arms kind of going wide. There's that tricep reaching away, and then pull the carriage home. Last one here. Inhale takes you out. Tight seat. Exhale pulls you home. Carefully step your feet onto the carriage. For my flexible people, your feet will go up against your shoulder blocks. For my non-flexible people like myself, my feet are going to be slightly forward, still in parallel. All 10 toes forward. Drop your head, round and lift into the ribs. Dig your heels into the mat, but now shift your weight forward a little bit, as if you have half your weight in your upper body and the other half in your lower body. Press the carriage out a little bit. Pull the carriage under from your stomach. Press it out and pull it under. So imagine my forearm was underneath your upper abdomen and you had to stay lifted off of my forearm. Do not touch my forearm. It's wrapped in barbed wire. You have 2. Dig your heels in. Last one. Pull the carriage in, hold here. Stretch your right leg back behind you. Get square in your hips, equal weight into your upper body. Press the carriage back. Pull it under, lift up through your center spine. Inhale, press back. Exhale, pull under, lift up through your center spine. Last one. Exhale, lift up and over my forearm. Right foot comes down. Left leg shoots out long. Find your inner thighs. Left hip has got to drop a little bit. Dig into your right heel. Press it back. Pull it under. Keep trying to puff up the back and imprint your ribs up on the ceiling. Head is still down, so you can actually see if your legs or your hips are square or not. 2 more. Exhale, lift up off that waistband. Last one. Exhale, pull it under, under, under. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and step you off. All right. And now let's have a seat for a little stomach massage. So you're going to be seated uncomfortably close to the front of your carriage. And then let's take your feet up onto the foot bar. If this feels impossible, just drop your foot bar down one. Okay. So I'm in a Pilates V. I'm going to reach my arms back behind me, find my shoulder blocks. Okay. Let's just press the carriage out and hold here. Okay. Here's where we can kind of get ourselves sorted, right? So depending on your arm length, elbows may be bent, they might be straight, but I do want you to sit up tall, point your pubic bone down to the mat, and now stay lifted and do not get any heavier into your hands. Bend your knees, pull the carriage home, and then press it out. Hold here. We're going to lower the heels, lift the heels. We get taller, taller, taller as the carriage comes home. Press it out, lower the heels, lift the heels, get even lighter in your hands as the carriage comes home. Again, press it out, lower, lift, exhale, pull it in. Maybe your hands could even hover off the shoulder blocks. Exhale, come home. Last one. Come all the way home. Can you lift the arms, circle them around, reach them forward, create space between hands and chest, press it out to straight legs, keep reaching forward. Hold here, all right? In fact, I lie. Stack yourself up tall like you're stacking up a wall. Now lean away from the wall. Lean away from the wall. Pull your low back away from the wall. Yes, there's the work. Bend your knees, pull the carriage home. Keep leaning away from the wall because it's coming with you. Press it out, pull away from the wall, pull your low back away from the wall. Bring the carriage home. Try to get your knees only bending to shoulder width distance apart. That's tough. 2 more here. Try to pull the carriage in as far as you can. As far as you can. Press it out. Pull your belly and your ribs back as you come home. Press it out. Hold here. Lift and twist to the left. You're reaching around the wall. Around the wall. Come back to center. Again, lift and twist to the right. Open up your wingspan. Lift taller. Back to center. Lift and twist to the left. We get taller, taller, taller. Back to center. Again, lift and twist to the right. Grow taller, taller, taller. Back to center. Grab on to the foot bar. Quick monkey stretch here. Maybe you do a little prance. All right, go and bring the carriage all the way in. Let's go ahead and lie back down. Headrest is going to go down because we're going to do our short spine. So extra challenge is, can you keep the carriage in so it's not going to move? Roll your hips up, take your feet into your short loops. Now pull your heels to your bottom and roll down. Okay, so we should all still be on 2 medium springs, all right? Arms are weighted down, heels are together. Press the carriage out, press the legs out, and then pull the knees back in. Can you keep the weight into your ribs as the legs extend out? And then pull back in. We're just gonna do a couple frogs before we go into our short spine. Feel energy down through the arms. Now press the legs out. Lift the legs up to your 90. All right, just like we do for bridge, roll your pelvis back, maybe find your butt crease muscles and lift the legs up to the sky like you're trying to stand up on the ceiling. And then use your booty to guide the legs down to close the springs. Keep lifting the hips up to the sky. Bend your knees into the blocks. Maybe they could touch the blocks, still with your neck not hurting. And now pull your heels to your bottom and roll down, roll down, roll down. Tailbone hits the mat, press the legs out, lift the legs up to 90, tilt your pelvis back, find your booty, legs go up and over, find your stomach muscles. Good, keep the weight into your shoulders, bend your knees into the blocks, hips get higher. And now pull your bottom to your seat, heels to your bottom and roll down. Roll down. Oh my gosh, my feet are shaking. Press the legs out. Last one here. Legs come up and over. Up and over, up and over. Close the springs if you can. Arms get longer and heavier. Knees come into the blocks. Chest away from chin if you can. Pull your heels to your bottom. Roll down, roll down. Awesome. Go ahead and take your feet out of the straps. Hang them up. Okay, let's now roll you up. Let's try to stay on these springs for chest expansion, okay? So kneeling, hook your feet around the edge of the mat, hip socket distance apart here, okay? I want you to get a good hooking with the feet, otherwise we're gonna come tumbling forward. I'm gonna grab onto my long loops. If you need more tension, choke up, okay? So find your long line, drop your tailbone, lift the front of your pubic bone up. My arms are straight. Now with control, pull the arms down and back and hold here. Arms are straight and hugging into your center line. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to center and then slowly release. Again, arms pulled down and back. Hold here. Get the arms straighter. Spiral the elbows in. Woo. Turn your head to the left. Triceps. Turn your head to the right. And back to center and then slowly release. Okay, sit back, place a light spring on. So for me, that's a blue. It's not my lightest, it's my next to lightest. So we need a nice, heavy, supportive spring. Walk your knees forward, up against the blocks, but still in hip socket distance apart. So for most equipment, that means the shoulder blocks are splitting your thighs, okay? I'm gonna choke up, all right? I'm gonna bring my pelvis forward and I'm gonna hold here. So I'm already at a little bit of a lean back because of the weight of the springs. I'm gonna think of, again, lengthening my tailbone, my pubic bone is forward and up. I'm gonna push down into my shins and the tops of my feet. I'm gonna take my gaze down, keep my gaze down as I hinge back, hinge back, hinge back. Feel the stretch, but also the work into the thighs, and then push into your shins to lift yourself back up. Let's do that again. Arms are just along for the ride. The arms are just attaching you to your assistance. Push into your shins, find your inner thighs to come all the way up. If you're like, okay, lady, I got this, take your gaze up. Find more of a flat back now. Hinge back, go back. Let the gaze go up if you feel comfortable, and then lift yourself back up. Keep the ribs soft. One more like this. Push into your big toes, hug your inner ankle bones together, and then lift yourself right back up. All right, now we're gonna do two with extension if you're comfortable with it. Hinge back to your point of control. Keep your lower half exactly where it's at. Push the chest up through the arms. Take the gaze up, up and back, up and back, up and back. Maybe you look back. Maybe you look back all the way back. Nod your chin. Come all the way up. Ooh, almost choked myself there. All right, let's do that again. Pelvis forward, find your bottom, hinge back to your point of control. Stay open in your low back, chest lifts, up and back. You're going up and over a big beach ball. Now nod your chin to come out of it. Hello, thighs. Go and hang up your straps. All right, a couple spring changes here before we finish. I'm going to come down to a medium spring. So for me, that is a red spring for balanced body. I'm going to take my foot bar all the way down. Make sure you can stand on your platform. All right, we're going to do our side splits and then our back split. So I want you to come standing onto your solid platform first. Step your other foot on. So my right foot is on my carriage just so I can face you. All right, and I'm going to tiptoe or heel toe walk my foot out a little bit. So I'm in kind of like a challenging position already. Like I'm struggling to kind of keep the carriage home. There's a little bit of a turnout with both feet. Hold here. Again, just like our chest expansion, drop your tailbone, lift the front of your pelvis up. Take the arms out to a letter T. Open up your wingspan, equal weight into all corners of your feet. Press the carriage out, 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 and then hold there. Hold. Check your alignment. A lot of times the booty wants to stick out. I want you to think of dropping it down. And now find your granny panty line muscles, right? These wrapping muscles to help lift and pull you back in. Again, press yourself out. We get taller. So as I'm trying to like find this external rotation, I'm keeping both feet super glued to the mat. And then lift up, 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 up. Two more. Press it out. Almost feels like I'm kind of screwing my feet into the apparatus a little bit. And again, drop the tailbone, get taller, taller, taller. Try to keep the arms out at that letter T, okay? Because why not, right? Press it out, press it out. I heard a teacher the other day, awesome teacher. She goes, because you can. And I'm like, that's a great point. Makes me hate you a little bit, but go ahead and bring it all the way in. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. She was like, go back a little bit further, curl up a little bit further because you can. And I was like, but I don't want to. But she had a point. Push me a little bit more. I liked it. Okay. Tiptoe walk your foot out. Equal turnout between both feet. Okay. Tailbone drops. Ribs are in. Arms out to that strong letter T. We press out. So we're using the side of our hips to open up the inner thighs. Hold. All right. Find your granny panty muscles and then pull yourself up, up, up. Again, press it out. Hold. Fight for that lovely inner thigh stretch. Lift up through your center. The waistline gets longer, longer, longer. 2 more here. Inhale takes you out. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale, lift. Arches lift, inner thighs lift, center lifts, 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 lifts. Again, press it out. Make sure your big toes are staying connected here. Hold. Maybe drop the tailbone down a little bit more. And then lift up, 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 up. Hold it in for 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Let's step down. Place your foot bar back up. Place your other medium spring back on. So we're back to those 2 medium springs. Your headrest is going to come all the way up, okay? So a lot of people with back splits, it gets a little scary when the spring is heavier, but it can also be scary when the spring is light, okay? So honor your body, make adjustments as you need, okay? So I'm gonna step on. My hands are gonna come onto the shoulder blocks. I'm gonna bring my right foot forward first. So my balls of my feet are in that crease. My toes are up onto the headrest. I'm going to take my back foot now, my left foot, find the foot bar. And it's kind of catty corner here. So my back leg is going to turn out, but now I'm going to try to square off into my hips. Press the carriage forward and hold here. So I'm in this low lunge, all right? So starting position, my front knee is over the center of my foot. And now I want you to try to lift your ribs off of your thighs so we're not sinking. Boy, oh boy, do we want to sink here, okay? Stay lifted, and I'll try to straighten your front leg out and then pull the carriage in. Press it out. I say pull the carriage in, but just go back to that start position. Keep thinking of right hip forward, left hip back. Now find your start position. Could you take your hands off of the shoulder blocks? I don't care where they go, someplace you feel safe. And now we try to straighten your front leg and pull it back in. Maybe the hips go a little bit lower. Maybe the left hip comes a little bit more forward. Back leg is strong and straight. Last one. Go back to your start position. Round up and over. Find your hands back to the shoulder blocks. Can you shimmy your foot completely up onto the head rest? Drop your head, round your spine, pull the carriage all the way in. Press the carriage out, out, out. Lift. Your legs are like a pair of scissors to pull home. Press it out. Find your right hip muscle. Pull the carriage in from there. Last one. And then exhale, lift, lift, lift. Carefully dismount. Let's switch sides. So it shouldn't be all hamstring working. It should be some of your hip working. All right, right foot on. Just like we did with the side splits, kind of screw your foot into the foot bar, but feel like your right hip is going forward. So opposite of what it's doing. We come forward, we lunge forward. Lift up through the ribs. We try to straighten the front leg and bend it back in. Try to find balanced weight into that front foot. I know for me, this is my tighter side. I want to roll out so bad. Last one. Stabilize the carriage. Come up to standing if it's available. All right, we straighten and bend. The lower the hips, the harder this is going to be. It's going to challenge your flexibility, mobility, all the things. Brain, shoulders, neck are nice and relaxed here for 2. Last one. Go back to that start position. We round up and over. Keep dropping the tailbone as we round forward. All right. We shimmy the foot up onto the headrest. Both legs go straight. Drop your head, round your spine. Press the carriage out. Keep trying to work your right hip forward as the carriage comes in. Inhale out. Exhale, lift, 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 lift. Inhale out. Use your left hip to pull the carriage in. Inhale out. Last one. Lift tall, tall, tall. We carefully dismount. And you're done. Woo! That was good. Good stuff. Let me know what you felt in the comments. I appreciate you being here. If you made it to the end, nice work, y'all. Thanks.